All right, if you got a question for Ja, raise your hand. We'll start with Terry Davis.
Hey, Ja, I got a two-parter for you. First, what was that dance move you did at the end of the game? And secondly, I know you got to be happy with your defensive effort, considering what you did last night from the second quarter on.
The dance was from Dez, man. He started dancing first, so I just jumped in on the dance, a little salsa action. But tonight, I felt like, we locked in. I didn't know if the question was from me or as a team. Which one you talking about?
Pretty much as a team, because from blocks to you, and especially D. Melton, y'all all played very well in the end, especially the end of the game.
We just locked into the game plan. I felt like, we was more locked in. We was able to get stops, get out of run, play in transition, which we love to do. I like it ignite our offense. And once we see shots fall, we started scoring a lot. I feel like, we get very active on the floor. I feel like that's, that was our defense tonight.
Evan?
Ja, at this point through 5 games, you talked about the resilience you guys have shown as a team. I mean, at this point, is it just you guys have learned or learning more now just kind of how to handle these close games from the Clippers, the Lakers game, and obviously this one?
I can say yes and no. I feel like, we've been good. Came a long way. We're learning, continuing to learn. I feel like, we can get better in certain areas, later in the game. I put a lot of pressure and blame on me, for that. Being the point guard, I have to get us, in better actions and, allow us to score late in the game to, win the basketball game.
Drew Hill.
Ja, you had 18 in the third, which is the most you've had in a quarter career so far. And it was slow in the first half. So did you feel like you needed to be a little bit more aggressive and try to get some shots to spark the offense a little bit at the beginning of the second half?
Felt like, I finally just got out of the bed in that third quarter. Felt like, I was asleep the whole game. I woke up in the third quarter and, was wide awake, and which led me to, scoring 18 points. I think that's what you just said. Got out in transition, was way more aggressive. Got to my spots on the floor, and pretty much everybody know once I see a couple fall, it's scary sight for a team. So,
Megan Triplett.
John, these last couple of games, a lot of talk has been about the defensive mentality that you guys need to bring into this game. For a game like this, to be able to adjust, especially in those last 3 quarters, what does that say about this team? What do you take defensively that you guys need to do moving forward?
I feel like communication is the biggest thing. I feel like we have to get better at. Sometimes in our game plan, there's different guys on the floor who have to be, active. Whether it's, the MIG or, we have a designated person, being, the rim protector. We just got to be active. We got to be aware of, cuts, defend the paint better, be better on the ball. I feel like, our communication, help a lot with that. Just if you guarding the ball, knowing your teammates have your back and they talking to you, let you know what's coming your way.
And John, with the game tonight, Coach Jenkins coaches a 150th game. You've been there for a majority of those 150 games. What can you just say about Coach Jenkins since you've been there with him from the start to now, just about kind of him as a coach?
He's a competitor, and I feel like, that just describes our team. I feel like everybody, wants to win and, going to battle, throughout. I think his voice is gone now. He came in the locker room after the game and tried to talk, and his voice was, barely there. It's just, him. Just a great dude. Me and his relationship, have gotten better, over the years, with learning each other and, being, the coaches on the floor. We both hold each other accountable with a lot of things and have different conversations, go to dinner, just building our relationship. And all in all, he's a great coach.
Got time for 2 more questions. Evan, did you have a follow-up?
No, I'm good.
All right, we'll go to Christos.
Hey, Ja, for you as a team, after that turnaround and especially after a tough 20-point loss in Portland, you bounce back tonight. What it means and how important is to maintain that mentality of that win tonight?
I just feel like, with our team, we just know how to turn the page quickly. After, having a tough game last night against Portland, we couldn't let that, roll over until tonight. I feel like, early on in this game, they got out to a big lead. And I feel like we just locked in, learning from last night's game when, Portland went up big. We just knew we had to keep fighting, keep playing, play even harder. We just really had to do the small things. And I feel like, late in this, second quarter, second half, we started doing the small things, whether it's rebounding, 50-50 balls. And I think that's pretty much, what hurt us last game.
Got it. Last question, Sean Coleman.
Ja, tonight, the defensive impact of Melton, the three-point impact of Desmond Bane, it's showing each and every game. How confident are you in their abilities to get big victories like tonight against Golden State, against adversity? After last night against Portland, you bounce back and it shines through the overall combination of Melton and Bane.
Those guys have been big for us, all season, whether it's, scoring the basketball or, producing, getting their teammates involved on offense or, guarding the, best player on the floor and, just trying to make it tough as possible for them on defense. Both of those guys, had those big assignments with, our games we recently had. And I feel like, they've done a great job. And, to be able to, run around, with a guy like Steph, having to guard him, far out on the court, or Dame or CJ or Paul George, is pretty tough. And for them to still produce for us on offense is big time.
Thanks, Josh.